Picture this. You wake up in the morning, go to work, school, or whatever, and you come back home to relax. Some people might read a book, partake in a hobby, or play a game. But this video is about the people who immerse themselves in the virtual world, a separate plane where the sky's the limit, and that person can do whatever they want. Welcome to VRChat. Things are a little different here, mainly the people, the interactions, the worlds, just about everything. And we're going to talk about the good that comes from this virtual environment, as well as the bad and the weird. So pay attention, and let's begin.
This is your focus leader. Adjust the focus until the picture is sharp.
Everyone you see in VRChat has an avatar, a virtual body that's controlled by the user that everyone else can see if they have your avatar enabled. %99 of these avatars in VRChat are anime characters of varying heights. Avatars are mainly made by the community and are often very creative and unique. The problem with this, however, is that anyone can upload an avatar and use it. If you can make it in Unity, you can use it in VRChat. This is where many of the issues in this virtual world have sprung from, the most prevalent being the crasher avatars. I took to the game's community to find some individuals more knowledgeable around the subject of crashes.
I was with my friends and in the B Club 1, and some dude just froze everybody in place for his kind of power play. I think most people that crash with clients actually have like a little, I don't know, a fetish for power. But he froze everybody in place, was talking to everybody like, if you call me master, I will not crash you. And if obviously everybody told him like, no, I'm not calling you that shit, he crashed them one by one.
And this is what I learned from these interviews. There are a lot of people out there who take pride in crashing your game, crashing your Steam VR, frying your GPU or router, doxing you, even creating a nauseating effect that will make you want to throw up. A year or so ago, players were able to purchase clients that would run scripts to manipulate players' computers. Would the majority of people pay for their crashing clients before the easy anti-cheat days?
Most of them paid for it, yeah. I mean, from my experience, it went from 25 up to $70.
Some of which had the capabilities of deleting System 32 on your computer. This, however, has been made infinitely more difficult as the game devs have implemented easy anti-cheat within the last year, forcing players to go back to basic avatar crashing that can easily be countered by players altering their in-game security settings to disable avatar effects and even models if they choose. The implementation of anti-cheat, however, caused a lot of uproar within the community, as it didn't just disable crasher clients but also non-crasher clients from working, making the game unmoddable. What would you say to anyone who is thinking about getting a crasher or crashing people?
Crash the right amount of people. For example, crash the racists. That's a good thing to do, in my opinion. The obnoxious people, like obnoxious being counted as racist. But just counting people because they don't agree with you and just because they don't share your viewpoints on the world, that's a bit childish, in my opinion.
As I got older, I realized that life is perspective. A phenomenon that varies depending on the tint of your shades. You can run, walk, or skip, and it still moves the same. We will always crave more, no matter our clout or fame. So we're not so different, you and I. We may walk the same, we may walk different, but there's no need for revolution. Because at the end of the day, we're all human.
This section right here is where I hit a roadblock in the video. It's been about 3 weeks and nothing. I initially planned to interview people about phantom sense as I myself do not experience the phenomenon. However, I couldn't find a volunteer to step forward, but this only drove me to dig up some very interesting data on my own accord, and you may find this fascinating. For the likely majority of you who don't know what phantom sense is, allow me to read the definition. Phantom sense is what happens when you feel sensations based on something that has happened to you in virtual reality. It is pain, fear, or angst you feel when getting shot or stabbed in the imaginary world because you know what it feels like. Your body automatically generates those responses.
Together from clips of film made under a research program.
Now, that sounds, well, crazy, right? For the majority of people with this phantom sense, it's not being shot or stabbed. It's more feeling someone touch you on your arm or leg or various other places. Just a quick little fun fact for you. Phantom sense is a sign of schizophrenia. Yeah, tactile hallucinations. Riveting shit. If you're wondering how this develops, it's different for everyone. The majority of people, however, spend a lot of time in VR, I mean a lot of time, and disassociate their bodies from their avatars, and slowly over time, their phantom touch gets stronger the longer they stay in this virtual world. This power can be used for a range of different activities, including, but not limited to, deeper immersion with your friends in VR, or any kind of cuddling or touches of comfort, but also ERP and virtual abuse. Something I also found out while researching is that people develop phantom sense against their own will sometimes. There are people out there who can feel like they're being stabbed if you touch them the wrong way, which can be quite scary if you think about it. It's no secret that both weird and illegal shit happens in VRChat. If it happens in the real world, it will happen in the virtual one too. Firstly, I wanted to mention cults.
You want to go to heaven? I'm here. I'm sent here for the express purpose of helping you get to the kingdom of heaven. Now, the remarkable little process that happens, if a human plant, if an individual who has that little deposit of soul hears that voice that says, I'm from the kingdom of heaven, I can help you go to the kingdom of heaven, then that individual experiences severe pain and begins to break away from.
As ridiculous as it sounds, they exist in VRChat. Some function as groups who want to fuck up VRChat and make it theirs by whatever means, crashing lobbies, doxing users, and blackmailing. However, there are some that spread their ideology into the real world too, usually with the intent of causing harm to others. One infamous cult in particular was the Dark Guild.
I think the intentions of the Dark Guild were to, grow, expand more, essentially so They had like connections everywhere with everyone. And Alyssa often said that she would stop anyone who got in her way.
The guild wanted to start operations where they would kill and kidnap criminals like drug dealers, bank robbers, and such.
Alyssa often said the point of the Dark Guild was to kill the bad people, like etc. I mean, it was advertised as a group for doing good.
The people that spent the majority of their time in there really thought that Alyssa was capable of killing people.
I'll let you watch this video to learn more about that though. Like I said, there's a lot of other just weird phenomenons that happen in VRChat, such as the VRChat nightlife with bars, pubs, nightclubs and strip clubs, to the very, very NSFW worlds. There's people who sleep in VR, as well as this strange obsession with mirrors. Oh, and not to mention the VRChat dancers and escorts who probably make more money than you. VRChat is an environment with a constantly varying atmosphere, one that is defined by the community of players. It's almost euphoric to meet this community of vastly diverse personalities and characters. On the surface, VRChat is a solid game, but only when you start to play for too long do you see the cracks that seep into the darker side of it all. I just wanted to say some things first before this video ends. This video has been in the making for about 2 months. I've initially planned for it to be longer, but I'm a lazy piece of shit. Huge thank you to Hazza. This video would not have been possible without you and your help in recording me in VR, among many other things. Lastly, if you're still here, you might as well subscribe, or comment, or maybe even like. Perhaps do all three. Either way, I'm Judd. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.